What else could it be? It's an animal. It's an animal. It is an animal. What's going on, my TV besties, and welcome or welcome back to another TV recap. I'm your girl Ash. For all my newbies, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy TV recaps as well as vlogs. I enjoy beauty, lifestyle. So basically, anything that I enjoy is what you're gonna get here in the land of Ash. So if that's something you think you might like, subscribe and also bang the bell so you get notified when these videos drop. Tonight we're doing the part 1 reunion for Teen Mom 2, and let's go ahead and jump into this because I definitely just want to pay homage to Ashley in this dress. And I don't know if it's the because like that plastic like design, like I don't know what it's necessarily called, but I keep seeing these earrings on Amazon that's kind of like the same like fashion or whatever, basically like the same thing. And that part on her dress is what really stuck out to me. And just overall, I just thought baby girl looked good. I loved her dress. Ashley, shout out to you, baby. Best dressed of the night, because apparently I'm giving out awards unannounced. So, y'all, getting on into this. The open of this reunion was looking good. Everybody's there. Kel's not. Big surprise. Kind of like as Brianna said, Kale's not going to share any stage or walk on any stage that I am on. So to true form, Kale is not there. She'll be attending via Zoom, video call, whatever you want to call it. Heck, for all we know, they could be on Google Meet, but they got more money, so it's not probably a better platform. But nonetheless, so everything's going good. We get to talking about, how the season went for everybody, how, everybody is doing. We're talking about, how, you know, what stuck out for everybody, what stuck out to everybody for each other's seasons or whatever or whatnot. So, you know, like I said, everything was going good. They start talking about how, mainly Sean, I think Sean's recovery and what Sean went through is what really impacted and stuck out to everybody, this season. So Ashley just mentioning how, Bart and Sean like actually have, a relationship and them, continuing to support each other even when, Jade and Ashley, weren't good. Like, and just really just giving both of them their props for the work that they have done this season. So, before we get into this, y'all, before we really, because we're getting into it, make sure y'all get y'all a drink. Get you a drink, get your smoke, get your blanket, get that favorite pillow, get whatever it is that you're going to enjoy because I needed me one because I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know what. Okay. Number one, all right? Everything's going good until we bring up Kale. Dr. Drew asks, basically, why Kale's not here? Basically, why is not Kale here? Leah's like, I don't know. And Jade announcing it. I don't think it was shade. Jade was kind of like, come on now. Don't act like you don't know why she's here. Leah played don't say played the role. Don't do that, Ash. Leah kept it adamant that she did not know what was going on and that she did not know why Kale, was there. And basically that, they're basically saying that again because of Brianna is why Kale has chosen, not to stay on the stage. So it ended up turning into a conversation, about Kale, about why she's not here, about, her relationship with everybody possibly, what else was it about? Leah and Kale's relationship to the point that Ashley decides to walk off the stage, and then Leah decides like, yeah, I don't want to be a part of this either, and decides to walk off the stage. Mind you, Drew and Nessa are looking like, what did we miss? Can somebody, hello, ding ding ding, ring a bell, help us get in, like inform us of what's going on. And so Brianna's like, well, no worries, Dr. Drew, I'm still here. Basically, Kale basically was mad that Leah joined the reunion, the family reunion at that, and then apparently she had what she talks about in her part about her season, that basically she liked a post that Brianna had posted about growth. And of course, again, that triggers Kale and makes Kale mad at her. Like, grow up. I could tell you right now, if any of my friends about like we're not about to sit here it's and do this like, oh, you can't be friends, they're gonna be mad at you because you like the post, like that's, yeah, I can't do that. I can't do that stuff. So basically overall though, Ashley was like, she comes back and she's just like, at the end of the day, I'm friends with Kale. I don't want to be a part of any of this drama, any of this, whatever. At the end of the day, I have a good relationship with her. I don't want to be in that, which I totally get. Because, right, once you get on the wrath, once you get in on the wrath of Kale, ain't no coming back out from that. But like I said, I feel her. She just felt like, I don't want to be a part of this conversation. I don't want to speak on, any of that. At the day, we have a good relationship, and I think that's just the best way, just really to carry out, that situation. So, you know, but before we went a commercial, Leah was adamantly saying that she did not want to talk about Kale. So I was glad that she did open up and give us some information about Kale when when she did her part, about what her season looked like. So speaking of that, right? But so basically, um, overall checking in with them now, and getting into digging in deep, which I'm not going to really just get into deep about because I don't feel like they didn't, in regards to kind of like everybody. I don't think they shared anything that we already like, just didn't know, just talking about how, the season for her, of course, was just, being able to, always see her kids thrive and see their growth and how far, they've come. Of course, Jalen is a big part of like was a big part of like this season. This was a major change. It was a major thing for Leah for this season. So, getting into that, and of course Jalen coming out and being a part of the reunion for the first time. I can only imagine like what those nerves are like. So, but he carried it well. So, just digging into their relationship and just some of the the things that's out there, putting out there, because of course some of those questions are going to get into like what's in the blogs, what's to what they're talking about, in the blogs. So, overall, of course, they're still in a good place. Even as far as this marriage situation where it seemed to that they have had different opinions, even Jalen's like right now, I'm just focusing on loving her and the girls, which the girls said that they loved Jalen. They put out the L word to Jalen, so things are like really like things are going good with them, y'all. It's safe to say that things are going good with them. Things, are great. While they do differ, he's not rushing things. Leah is clear that, she's not rushing things. She understands that she may have a jaded opinion on, marriage, but as well, she's saying that she's open. She's saying that she's open, but she's just all about taking her time. And I think when you've been in two marriages that young, it's kind of just like yeah, if I'm going to do this again, I'm going to try to do this right, and I'm going to do it differently than what I had already done. So it was cleared up that, because how I got it was that, because Dr. Drew going to ask these questions, that that's Jalen's name on that property. Both of their names is not on that property from what I, understood. While it was a surprise to Leah, it was a property for him and basically but because I'm gonna say for him, but it's a property with his name on it is what I'll say for the facts. And because when he did move to Charleston, did I get that right? I might have messed that all up. When he did move to where Leah is, and he was renting a place. They were always all together. So I think basically them taking that next step was kind of just like, we might as well kind of like just go ahead and and go ahead and do that like type of thing, right? And I want to say like that was really like really like about it as far as like what they had going on. How she's gonna handle like being in real estate, like all that, blah 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 blah. Like him, yeah, like he wasn't familiar, with the show prior to. Like he knew it's like, but he didn't know because he's made mention of like, oh well, I didn't continue to watch, after we got into the relationship. But he's catching everything, in stride. He, like I said, the kids love him. He, he told Dr. Drew he's not intimidated by Leah, and her kids, even though he thought he was someone who wasn't going to be with someone with kids. So good things going forward. Sounds like good things, going forward for them. Ashley and Bar, we know their relationship obviously was a major, thing, on this season. So, they were just talking about like their breakthrough, how they had, somehow ended up where they were, and then as well how they end up coming, like out of it. And I think, they were just saying how really, especially like the doing the family union, getting that, that counseling and actually realizing things, within herself that she did not know that was a detriment, to their relationship. And she broke down about it, and what I can get when you realize that you're thinking that yes, I'm doing things right, I'm doing things right, I'm doing things right, and then to find out that you may be actually not like tearing down your man, like low key, like the man that you love, tearing him down, like that, say, like it really like impacted her, and the fact that she's willing to take that in and realize like, okay, like this is what I was doing, not denying it, not pushing it away, but accepting it and realizing like, okay, yes, we can move forward, we can go forward, we can do this work, and I can work on me, basically. Like, let's be clear, it's not just about like a us thing, because it was like her portion in the relationship, but so she took it in stride, basically. She's been working on her, he's been working on her. Bar has, confirmed that the communication has changed, communication has been better, since then. Now, of course, well, one thing I always say is healing. No matter what, healing and all that growth, whatever how you want to see it, it's an everyday thing. You make a choice daily to do things differently than what you were doing before. So when they say like we don't always get it right. Of course, you're human, but you make that stride to try to do those things, but you're not always going to get it right each time. And as well, don't beat yourself down for it, because I know me as well. Like when I've been doing work and then I go back to my, it's like I'm harder on myself than on the person that I inflicted that pain on. So overall, they're doing good. Ashley was talking about how she has a good, now relationship, with Shin, Bar's mom, and even though she did not come out on this part, she's gonna come out on part two, because apparently Bar and her had a, little spat, and just talking about how basically over this time period, like that their relationship has gotten better, and I'm happy for that. I'd like my own personal things, but my could be very my own personal thing. But I know how I am about family, or even like extended family. And extended family mean as far as like your significant other's family, like, because that's still your people. So I want to be good in and have good relationship with my people. So I did not like that they were, in that moment, and I was hoping that they would be able to grow and to come from this, and they have. So, another one again, just to kind of see like where they go, where they come from. Seems like they're on the right track. Even though, like at first in the beginning, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what they were going to tell us, y'all, because they were so far apart on the couch, and but they did end up eventually like getting closer. Even Bar just realizing where he had to come in and just get that support. And like he just ended up just grabbing her hand when she was, having, a moment talking about the things that they have been through, and her, her part in the wrong in their relationship. So y'all know I'm always team Bar and Ashley. So I'm curious to see, because y'all know Pastor T had opinions. She had opinions, y'all, on that relationship, on what Ashley should do. So as far as like their marriage, so I'm very interested to see, you know, her response. And I not even to say that, because I did get a little bit of, but not even to say that, oh, because I think she gonna try to finesse or work her way about it. Like, she gonna finesse because she don't want her feelings, I think, but but not because like she gonna try to basically take back what she said. She meant what she said. Oh, she meant what she said. Okay, yo, what y'all drinking now? I got me some Pinot Noir, some Pinot Grigio, because I know it's more than one Pinot, but we drinking some Pinot Grigio tonight. So let's talk about Jade, right? So Jade kind of like had a double whammy. Like, Jade had the stuff with her mom, and then Jade had the stuff, with Sean going on, this season. So her just basically talking about that. Honestly, she's grateful. She's grateful how everything happened, turned out, this season. And basically, I think her tapping into her mental health is what really helped her to get through everything that was going on between, her mom and between Sean and taking, had basically taken a lot on by herself, for that period of time, especially when Sean was gone, and because she had chose to love her mom from a distance and just keep her at bay, for a second. So even with Christy, Christy comes out and Christy wants things, but Christy doesn't want to get the help. So it makes me feel like Christy doesn't want to do, the work. So, she's talking about how, she's not happy. She's just been trying to, work on herself. Basically, she's not happy in the relationship that she's in. And so, of course, Jade as well, hey, I'm trying to, push in therapy as you can. And like what she said, like made sense. She was just saying, like, she holds so much in that, like, by the time we get to the stage, even when you peel back a layer, just one thing, she's breaking down. And, basically, she denied saying that she wanted, basically Dr. Drew was like, why don't you get, you guys get their therapy counseling, relationship counseling, if it's about the relationship. And she's like, no. And I'm like, okay, here we go. Here we go. The excuses. I always feel like Christy has excuses every time they try to give her something that helped to could get her through her situations. So, but apparently he doesn't want is not going to do the therapy. So I get her response to that. So, but even when they're still having like conversations about like, um, she like she feels stuck and just feels obligated and and all this kind of stuff. She was, oh yeah, that's what it was. So he had asked her about the court case or whatever or whatnot, and basically, she was able, to take probation, and then with that as well, she has to take a drug abuse evaluation. And so I guess with that, most likely they will put her in a abuse, drug abuse treatment, because Dr. Drew was immediately like, hey, like, I think that would be good for you, don't run from that. And she's kind of just like, oh, well, I've been on all kinds of stuff, and I've been to this, and I've been to therapy. He's like, okay, but drug treatment is something different. It's not like normal therapy. Like, she finds every reason. And I'm like, Christy, I try to pull for you. And you know what? Speaking of, like, Jade had even mentioned basically how, and I'm kind of like even watching my words, because it hit me and it made me rethink. Like, dang, like, have I been hard on Jade? Have I said it? I probably have said things. I won't necessarily say that I said that they were toxic, but I think I might have related, the drug abuse with her mom to Sean, and what, how that basically, how that triangle and relationship works when there's trauma and issues there. So I don't want to be negative towards these moms at the same time. I want to be honest, but I don't want to be negative. I don't want to tear them down. I don't like tearing other females down. So it just made me conscious in saying, what I say. Because at the end of the day, these females are human. Anybody I talk about, they are all human, and they have feelings. And who would say they ever would ever see these recaps? But it's just to say that. I don't want to tear anybody down, especially another woman. So moving on, basically moving on from that. Like I said, Christy, giving excuses, for everything or whatever or whatnot. But moving on, Sean comes out, and Sean looked good. Sean looked good. Like, Sean actually make me be like, I might slide in that DMs and be clear though, because I don't slide in no DMs. But like, he looks, he is attractive. Look, I got his teeth done, which I ain't mad. Jay, get your boy right, like whatever. But like, he looks very attractive now. I'm attracted, okay? So that says something. That says something. So, um, him just basically just talking about how he just feels good and what the therapy did for him, and he had got emotional even after just watching, the recap of what their season looked like, and you can really just tell that, like, him realizing that how he was doing was impacting them, and they didn't deserve it. And so they basically just start getting into, more of his stuff, what he got going on. And Dr. Drew asked him about what drug he was particularly on, and Jay did not want him to answer that question, but he did. Autumn, like, she's like, don't answer that. At the same time, he was already saying it, and I kind of already knew, because Jade had already said that people were being buttholes to them online, and she felt like him putting it out there, and because it's such a harsh drug, that they're now going to be even more, that people are going to use that more to come at them as parents, and just to come at them all, in general. And I commend Sean though for even still, no matter what, wanting to be open and wanting to be honest, about that. It's something for her to work on. It's something for them both to work on, because unfortunately this is just what it is. People feel like they have a right to speak on and to say certain things, and to, whatever, well, whatever, because you put yourself out there publicly. So, hey, TV recaps, I guess, but I'm not doing this to break them down. No, I'm not saying this to break them down. I'm saying this that, and like, because one thing about it, I feel like you sometimes you can learn things, from what these people go through. Yes, as well, it's entertainment, but if you want it to be, it can be, more than that. And as a way, just a discussion, because sometimes stuff that's going on with them is stuff that's happening in real life. Like really, like Jay said, this could happen to anybody. This could happen to anybody, whether it's that specific drug, alcohol, like, it could happen to anybody, and it's going to impact your family too. So just be nice to each other, y'all. Be nice. Be nice to people. Be nice, especially these celebs. They're human just like we are. They go through things just like we do. And probably the people who talking about it is the people who've been through, is the people who really is, don't really got no right to say anything about it, because they've probably been through that situation, gone through that situation, know some, like, just, I don't get all into that. So, overall, he just realizes that, the best way that he can show up now is just, and show how apologetic he is for everything that he put them through, is just to show up for himself, to show up for, you know, Jade, and to show up for, Chloe. And he again just talks about how, and Dr. Drew backs him up, that yes, you've always consistently, talked about his, his feelings and how he felt about Jade, and basically saying that Jade is the love of his life. And it just, like, those, Bar and Ashley, Jade and Sean, like, toxic, not toxic, right or not right, whatever, like, the love and the passion there that they have for each other is there. Whether it's right or not right, it's there. And that's why I'm never shocked that they try to work things out and try to be with each other. I'm not. And so if that's what it is, if that's what makes them happy, I want to push it. And that's basically kind of like what, Christy said, when asking about, like, basically, is she okay with this relationship? Like, how does she feel? And, and she has stipulations, basically, like, long as Sean is clean, basically, long as he's taking care and treating Chloe and Jade good. Like, basically, I have nothing to say. They're happy. I'm happy. Whatever. So, y'all, like, he's been 9 months sober now up to this point. um and they want what anybody would want. 5 years from now, he wants more kids. Of course, and Jade, while she's like she's not totally against it. They just want happiness. They want to be happy. A family, a bigger home. You know, I'm with you, Jade. Manifest. Like, if it's not just happening for celebrities, y'all. It's not. I haven't done the video, but I promise I'm gonna do the video on how I manifested this place with no job. Okay, it's coming. So I need to get on that. Like, y'all, it's been a month now since I moved in. I'm gonna get on that. So um, I'm rooting for him. Come on, let's talk about Kale. Let's talk about Kale in these last 4 minutes and 30 seconds that they gave us. I knew once I realized how much time was left, I was like, okay, they're gonna leave us off on a cliffhanger with Kale in some way, somehow. So first off, I don't like how, of course, typical Kale. Ness was like, I'm so, it's good to see you. I'm sad that you're not here. Kale's like, yeah, I'm not. All right, Kale. So anywho, you know, the boys are good. A big thing for her for this season was the whole Kale and Javi situation, as well as the whole baby mama's no dramas with the other baby mama, this the wife. That Isaac is the son name that Joe is with. That I can't remember her name off top as always right now, but um, basically all in all, because they technically hadn't got one that yet, but what they did get on was basically, of course, the Javi and Kale situation, and how their relationship was kind of like up in the air, whatever, whatnot, right? So with their relationship being like up in the air, apparently they had a falling out. They, obviously she actually said, I think, did she say it? That basically she was actually having thoughts and basically thinking about actually getting back, like really getting back together. And then basically they had a falling out, and it just basically confirmed what they already knew, was just that, yeah, we'll probably just be better off as co-parents, as friends, coaching together. You coach, I be the football mom, like whatever. Like, so basically, this thought that if we thought that they were gonna get back together, it's not. Or it could be just that, just not right now. Kale still got more work to do. Kale still got more therapy to go to. Heck, maybe Javi do too. So Kale got a dog, y'all. He the spoiler for y'all. Maybe y'all already know. Kel has a dog. So she makes mention of basically how that she may or she may not be, in a relationship. And then she's like, says things to kind of like confirm that she's in a relationship. Like, oh, well, I'll bring him out right now. I'll show you him. And I'm sitting here like, okay, okay. Oh yeah, because she was just like, oh yeah, that's what she said. Because she was just like, she was like, Javi's met him, Chris has met him, and I'm sitting here like, something's something's up. Something's not right. Something's not right. First off, you and Chris ain't even rocking like that. Hey, maybe y'all better now, but what? And then she's like, what else did she say? Oh, her being so quick to bring him out when she hasn't want to talk about anything this entire season. Like, so I tell you what got me, that made me think. For one, like, what else could it be? It's an animal. It's an animal. It is an animal. And then secondly, when she was like, "Oh, hold on, what she said, let me stoop down," or something like that. Like, I let me bend down, let me stoop down. I was like, okay. It's a dog. It's a dog. Hey, it very well could be a cat, but I'm pretty sure it's a freaking dog. If it's either way, it's an animal, y'all. It's an animal. Don't get your hopes up. You're not about to see a man. Heck, you know what? Maybe Kel might be on the other side. She might have went to the other team. But anyway, I'm telling y'all, it don't matter. She got a dog. She got a dog. So that's that. I ain't even gonna carry this outro out too long, because let's just see what part two gonna bring us. Okay, so y'all, I'll see y'all next Tuesday. But of course, catch me Monday. Next Monday, of course, if you're interested in Basketball Wives, I'm on that. So, and then as well, I'm gonna try to get this manifestation video done, because I supposed to did that like a long time ago. So, y'all, leave me some drop comments below. I'm gonna comment first. Maybe if I comment first, that'll give y'all some inspiration to not be so shy about, let's talk. I promise y'all, like, don't be scared. Talk to me. I like you. You like me. We like each other. We're TV besties. So how we gonna communicate if we don't talk to each other? Exactly. Right. So, peace, y'all. I'll see y'all later.